All right, morning everyone. Welcome to another episode of Market Trading. I'm your host, Tone Vays, coming to you live here in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And the conference has just started, maybe, I don't know, right now or 30 minutes ago. It is in Portuguese, so I will come down and chat with people, but listening to the presentation may not make total sense for me. Because while I am trying to learn Spanish, I am not that smart to learn Portuguese at the same time. All right, let's go to the charts. We're going to dive right in. I wanted to check up on what the Fed is likely to do. I see a comment. Crypto moves. Did I see the article this morning that said 80% of NFTs are worth zero? I have not seen it, but I can tell you right now that article is incorrect. It is not 80%. Unfortunately, it is also not 100%, but it's closer to 98% already. The other 18% just haven't admitted it yet. It's okay, they will. It's only a matter of time. Let's go to the charts. I think the Fed is going to raise the rate. I really think they're going to raise it in November. I don't think they're going to wait till Christmas to do it. I think they're going to do it in November. I think something will happen in October. Maybe the CPI will tick up. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe too many people will find a job. I don't know what will happen. But I think the Fed is going to weasel their way into raising the rate 25 basis points in November. So let's see how these percentages change as the month of October comes in. Long-term charts still on schedule. Having chart, just consolidating, nothing really interesting happening. I was going to say something about this chart. I really want to see where the S&P closed. S&P, Dow, I mean, I use them interchangeably. Yeah, 95% sounds more realistic than 80%. 80% just sounds silly. So we had a really horrible month on the S&P. Sorry, we're dealing with September. September is historically the worst month. On a weekly scale, we had a very, very bad close. We created a new swing low. By creating a new swing low, the market needs to find the next level of support. We've broken 3 levels of support last week. And that means I am no longer looking at a rally in the S&P. At this point, I am looking at more downside to the S&P. Into October, maybe even into mid-October, down to the $4,200 area. And then I am looking at a rebound from that area. See, enough people need to be bearish on the markets before the markets can reverse. Yeah, if anyone's wondering, it is 9:30 in the morning here in Sao Paulo, which is 2 hours ahead of Panama, which is 1 hour ahead of New York. So that's why this stream is coming in earlier. I tend to wake up at the same time. I never set alarms. I tend to wake up around 7:30, but then I'm on the phone before I actually roll out of bed for like an hour. And then eventually the stream comes around 9:30 in the morning, but on the time zone that I'm in, which is why it's coming in at 8:30 in New York time. And it was coming in at like 10:30 when I'm in Panama. But Panama and New York are only different half the year because the idiots up in the United States still change their clocks twice a year. Unlike normal countries like a Panama that doesn't. Arizona and Hawaii, 2 normal states in America. The only 2 states with a brain that refuse to change the clocks twice a year. Okay. So I still believe in this chart. I still believe the markets are in a monster bullish rally. And the only way I would give up on that is if we cross below the midline. That's this green line right here from the low. And not even the COVID crash was able to make that happen. Bitcoin Weekly. Bitcoin Weekly had a nice little run off the MRI top, of the MRI buy indication. We do have our Greenstar candle. I think this Greenstar might go away if the price closes as a red candle. Well, we still have a day and a half left in the candle. So let's see where that goes. I have a sneaky suspicion we're going to pull back a smidge more and this Greenstar will go away. As you guys know, I wasn't all that bullish on this Greenstar candle. I did pick up a 20% bullish position in the Consensio chart, and it remains a 20% bullish position, and it will stay that way until these lows are threatened, and then we go back to cash because that's what Consensio is calling for. But I always saw this weekly MRI buy as a 1 to 4 week dead cat bounce, and I thought that this dead cat bounce could be very short-lived due to a daily MRI top that showed up on Thursday. Right now, we're in the process of a 1 to 4 day correction. We are currently on day number 3 because it's very clear that the first day was the MRI down day itself. There is some wiggle room here. What the 1 to 4 candle correction means, it could start on the day of the MRI. It could start the day after the MRI. In this case, it's very, very clear that it started the day of the MRI. And tomorrow will be the 4th day. And after that, we'll reevaluate whether we think the price is going to go into the tone Vays box, or we're going to end it with a 1 to 4 day correction. We're going to consolidate into the moving average, break above it, and now it'll be easier to challenge the double moving average coming up at 28,000. Zam, hey Tone, is this the longest bear market you've experienced, or does it just feel like it? It feels like it. It feels like the longest. It feels like the deepest. It feels like the worst bear market we ever had. And I was just discussing it with a few friends the other day. Why do a lot of us feel that way? And I have my reasons. Maybe I'll talk about it in this podcast, even though I don't want to keep this too long. I don't want to go down and meet a bunch of Brazilians, actually. I really like Brazil. It's cool. 4-hour chart, not that interesting to me. Had a good chat last night with a fan that watches all my videos. Great. Shout out. I'm not going to say the name. I'm just going to say the initial. Shout out to you, D. Thanks for showing me your automated trading that you've built. Freaking incredible. Man, some of the people I meet are great. GBTC discount. That's going to rise once the price eventually rises. Natural gas continues to consolidate. We are sitting on a trend line. We've broken the last moving average. If I go to a higher level time scale, we were sitting at a very cyclical low here. What is that? That's weird. I never put... Oh, they could be MACD. lines. I was about to say, I never put that on histogram, right? So I was showing you the concept of divergence here, beautiful divergence. And we had a little bit of divergence here and a little bit of divergence here between the low and natural gas. This natural gas low should stay for a while. Man, this is going to be a brutal winter for you guys in Europe. Hope you're stocking up on something. I don't know. Or moving to a warmer climate while you still have freedom of movement. Your Marxist unelected overlords of the European Union have not yet taken away your freedom to move around, which is the only good thing in the European Union. So as long as you have that, I mean, you feel free. But let's see what happens when that goes away. Let's see what happens when European borders come back into play. And oil closed the week on a red candle. Interesting. Maybe the government stopped buying all that oil. Gold's still consolidating. Wow, this is the most uninteresting market. Gold's been uninteresting most since May. Since May, gold's been just completely uninteresting. I already talked about the S&P. That is a nasty low close. It broke 3 levels of support. It broke the trend line support, it broke moving average support, and it broke the prior swing low support. And it's a candle that closed at the bottom of the candle, and it's the worst candle by percentage we've had since, well, I guess the capitulation candle of March. This is very, very bad, but I still think it's temporary. I would like to see, but you're not going to get the MRI for a while. On a weekly scale, you may have to wait like 2 months to get an MRI buy. So it's unlikely to happen on the weekly. I don't think we're going to be going down for 2 months. I think we're going to reverse in October. So maybe a daily or a double consecutive daily is what I would look for. Remember, we did have an MRI sell right at the top that kicked us off. This would have been an MRI warning candle, and the MRI daily tanked us down, and that was the high. Again, the MRI, clearly a relevant indicator. Same thing, pretty much. The daily, let me move that chart back to a weekly. This is my daily daily futures of the S&P versus Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin will struggle if the S&P is struggling. What the hell is this? Oh, this is Instacart that went public. So Instacart goes public. That's the daily chart of Instacart. I don't know what, I guess that's the parent company. Maple Bear Inc. I have no idea. So what do? Well, we wait for a 50% correction. There's a lot of idiots out there that bought this right on the IPO. The IPO was scheduled to open at like $30, which is where it is right now. But I guess people haven't seen an IPO in years. And we are now down 28%. So we're halfway there. This is, if Tone Vays ever had a hedge fund, one of the strategies would be buying IPOs after a 50% correction. I can't tell you how often that happens. It happens almost all the time. It has to be a company like Google that doesn't do it, or a company like Uber. And there are reasons why those companies didn't do it, didn't fall 50%. But almost every company falls 50%. It's really incredible. So Instacart is down 28%. You can see it on a weekly candle. It's down. Oh, there's no percentage. Because why can't they tell me a percentage? Why is it nil? That's weird. I mean, it closed at 30, it opened at 42. You can do a percentage on that, right? Like we know what it fell. But anyway, it's 28%. My moderators are sending me something. What do we got here? Please look at PBR. What is PBR? Yeah, I want to keep an eye on Instacart. I want to add it to my list. Petróleo Brasileiro. Okay, so it's Brazilian petroleum company. Daily chart looks very good. Very bullish. Look at that beautiful MRI top. Stands out like right there. Weekly. I mean, it's a long way to go. Oh, so this company had, good times back before the '08 crisis. Topped on a weekly MRI top here. I really like this chart. Let's go to the monthly. Well, let's look at the MRI on it. Right, MRI on a weekly has some room. It's just coming off a Greenstar candle. It's had them before, but it couldn't break the resistance. Let's go to the monthly look. As a long-term trade, I really like it. Man, I had a great time talking politics about Bolsonaro versus Luna. Learning a lot here about Brazil. Rumble not doing well. I should switch to Rumble. Maybe it'll help. We'll look at Rumble in a second. I should have Rumble on my list. I really like it. You got this one level of support at 16, and if it breaks 16, this thing can fly. I really like this for a long-term trade. Why not? I think the stock can double in price over the next few years. Let's look at Rumble. I want to add Rumble. I don't think I had Rumble on my list. Oh boy, what happened? What happened to Rumble? That's not good. That's really not good. I mean, Rumble needs to exist. Anyone have an answer to this? Why did Rumble stock crash? Rumble launches beta release of Rumble Cloud. That shouldn't be bad. Rumble stock rises. Well, clearly not. After CEO Chris Pavlovsky says he won't sell any shares when the lockup period ends. That sounds like a good thing. The Rumble founder CEO, the largest shareholder, comments on upcoming lockup expiration. Well, why is the stock crashing? Anyone have an answer? UK Parliament threatened Rumble because of Russell Brand's affair. Like a literal affair, like with a female, or affair as in they don't like what Russell Brand says with a UK accent? Or male. I don't want to stereotype Russell Brand's personal relationships. Right. But why is the stock crashing? The stock should be rising. I mean, I can't wait for the communist UK to ban Rumble. That would be great. You know who's not banning Rumble? Russia. All right. I think this will turn around. Well, like I don't see why Rumble would I don't see why Rumble stock would crash in price. I mean, it's becoming more and more popular. They just need to add a few features that YouTube has, and I'm totally gonna stop watching YouTube and start watching Rumble. I mean, they need a download feature like YouTube has. Yeah, I'm very surprised at this. Very surprised. This is one of those rare times I would philosophically love to catch the daily MRI falling knife. If this thing keeps falling into an MRI buy on a daily, I mean, the weekly still has some room, but if there is ever a falling knife, I would be interested in catching. It would be one of these. Look, it happened before, right here, when the stock fell off of a weekly MRI top. It fell 55%. Now, yes, there was another MRI buy, and this MRI buy would have been a losing trade, but not a bad trade. I would have considered buying this MRI as well, but this red star candle would have taken me out of the trade. So I would have lost, I don't know, a few cents on the dollar. And then this MRI buy would have, whoop, crushed it. Crushed it. Also, look, I had a red line here, which means I would have warned people that this is an MRI sell to pay attention to. So I would have bought off of this MRI buy. And I probably would have held on to it all the way, unless this candle would have, scared me, which I hope it wouldn't have, but I can't promise you that I wouldn't have bailed on this candle. It's possible. I like my break-even stops. I might have come back in, maybe not. Maybe I would have forgot. There was no Greenstar candle here, which is unfortunate. So I would have either been stopped out for a small gain and been pissed, or I would have broken a rule and, for philosophical reasons, stayed with the trade, and it would have gained, 60%. And then I definitely would have exited here between the reversal candle on the warning arrow and the MRI sell. We can get rid of this line, not necessary now. And consolidate, look, identical, moving average, doji candle, big drop in the MRI. Moving average, doji candle, big drop in the MRI. Another MRI sell. Would I have shorted this one? No, because this is now like a quadruple top, and now it's above the moving average. I would have been kind of bullish on this. I wouldn't have bought, but I wouldn't have sold either. I wouldn't have shorted. And then these minor 1 to 4 candle corrections to the upside didn't do much in a downtrend, but I like this one. I like the one that's coming in. See, this one was also happening in consolidation, but this one is unlikely to happen in consolidation. I want to see, I want to see this thing down at $4 later this month. That would be a beautiful, beautiful MRI daily. What does GFY mean? Oh, I got it. I got it. I know what it means. You don't have to spell it out. They were too kind to the UK by saying "get the f out." Like go f yourself. They were too kind to the UK government by saying that. I would have been a lot more explicit. If I ran that platform, I would have been a lot more explicit. Probably would have gotten myself banned, but not because I would own Rumble and I would be saying it on Rumble. Yeah, we're definitely going to keep an eye on Rumble. I wonder if I have it here somewhere. Surprised I don't. I don't even watch Russell Brand. I just like what he stands for. End phase, this thing is a weekly MRI buy, but a bad day. What happened? Is the energy sector that's having an issue? Well, hold on, before I go to the sector. It's a weekly and a monthly MRI buy at moving at MRI support. I don't like the double bottom. In fact, I hate it. Holy shit, look at this. Look at this perfect MRI buy on a weekly at the same exact price, right into a perfect MRI sell. And here we go again with an MRI buy. Man, this thing was looking hot. I would have been buying this thing. Coming off a monthly MRI buy too. I don't like the close. I don't like these low closes. Man, this sucks. This thing was on a roll. Man. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I would have bought this weekly MRI. And right now I would be kind of scared, but I would probably hang in there. But if it trades below today's low, I would have to cut the cord. So if I was holding this thing, I would bail if it starts trading below this line, unless it opens below this line. If it opens below this line, I would give it a chance for like half a day. But if it, trades up tomorrow, this would be my stop loss. Unfortunately, as beautiful as it looks on a weekly scale, this candle is troublesome because of Friday's pullback. And the monthly looks very bad. See, the monthly is coming off an MRI buy, but if next month this thing trades lower, it's in trouble. And it rolled over and it fell below this moving average. This moving average was its last kind of like it needed to hold 150. It would have avoided a double bottom, would have held a long-term moving average. I mean, it's super overextended above its prior swing high back in 10 years ago. And the MRI support is only at 46. The prior swing high is down at 17. I mean, this stock just has way too much chance to fall like 70%. It doesn't mean that it's bad. I mean, this could be the mother of all buy the dips at $20 and then watch it go to 1,000. But I don't know what to say about this. It's a really interesting chart. I will say that. I wouldn't spend so much time on it if it wasn't interesting. Great find. I'm not going to put it in my list because this list can be infinite, but hopefully someone will remind me of this in a few weeks. I am curious. Maybe I will put it on the list. I'm just super curious how this, but not on a day-to-day basis. This is more like what happens at this time next month. I would not buy today, but if I happen to buy earlier in the week, I would still be holding the bullish trade. But I would be so pissed at this candle. So frustrating. This bearish engulfing that swallowed two prior candles completely reversed all momentum. Super frustrating. I am on the right energy, right? I hope. Anyway, it's an interesting chart. I want to go to sectors. Nope, that's shitcoins. Oh, speaking of shitcoins, Ethereum. I'm loving the Ethereum. Oh, crap. No, I'm not. Never mind. I was loving the Ethereum chart. because it was making new lows. It still makes me smile. It's a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. I was actually bullish on Ethereum. I can't believe what an idiot I am. I can't believe I was actually bullish on Ethereum going into the rest of this year. I need to be checked for a brain injury. Joseph, thank you so much for your Indian rupee donation. So it's breaking a support line that I've had from a long time ago. I don't know about this support line. It must have been drawn on a daily scale. No, monthly scale? Still no. That's not a great support line. I'm usually better at drawing my trend lines. I guess I went with the more conservative means. All right, I'm going to get rid of this triangle. I'm going to draw a better trend line because we've clearly broken this trend line. Oh, God, am I going to spend all this time changing an Ethereum chart? Ah, Jesus. Come on. Yeah, so this trend line might have been broken a while ago. I want to touch the maximum number of candles without breaking any body. So I want to come as close to this as possible. And I think I did it. There we go. Now it's a good trend line. Oh, I can make it even cleaner. If I drop this down, watch, a lesson in trend lines. And I take this. I'm getting rid of all these arrows, guys. I've already admitted my stupidity. I'm going to redo this. Maybe not today, but soon. Let's get rid of all that. It's in my way. There. That is beautiful. See, now I have starting point, the point in May 2020, the point in December of 2020, the point in March of 21, and the point in June of 22. And then this is where the trend line breaks. And now we have a downward sloping trend line. And we just closed at a new weekly fresh annual low. And we have very significant support of a double bottom between 0.053 and the MRI support line. This is gorgeous because when this thing fails, shit is really going to hit the fan. And there's going to be a lot of tears. Let's effing go. Okay, now I'm going to go to where I was going, which was the energy sector. Chris, you had a super chat? Oh, yeah, I didn't see a super chat. Can you look at ATLX? It's been a while. Yeah, sure. I want to take a look at the energy sector, and then whoever asked me about the other stock had some other stock to look at. So I got to do those. And then I am going to call it a day. Energy, XLE. Yeah, energy had a bad day or week. Well, it had a bad week because of a bad day. No, it had a bad week. Yeah, that sucks. MRI buy. I'd wait for the MRI buy. I'm not sure why energy has such a bad week. All right, we'll get back to that. What was that other stock? The same person that asked for the energy. Let me see. There, what was the other company? All right, I'll take a look at while I'm trying to find that. Oh, there it is, CVS. CVS, and then I'll look at ATLX. So let's do CVS. One to four candle correction, holding the moving average. This looks good. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why is CVS doing so bad? People can't get off their drugs. I mean, people are depressed left and right. The drug pushers are pushing more drugs on you. Sorry, I meant doctors are pushing more drugs on you. Yeah, I'm confused sometimes. I don't like it. Like yes, it made a higher high, but then it made a lower low, and now it's kind of in between. So I wouldn't mess with it. I wouldn't mess with it. I would I draw this horizontal channel here, and I'd wait until it goes one way or another. Like as long as it's in this channel, I wouldn't do it. This is doesn't take long to look at. ATLX. Oh yeah, I have looked at this before. I was expecting a drop. Let's go to the daily chart. Was there an MRI up there? Yes, there was. Look at that. Wow. Well, that was obvious. I love it when the MRI shows up after a monster run up like that. You know it's going to pull back. Shit, why didn't I take this trade? Oh yeah, I don't have time to trade. I spend all my time on YouTube videos and go to conferences. Like these are the kinds of charts that make me miss trading. And look at that, still a 1 to 4 candle correction, right? So that's day 1, day 2, and day 3, and then the low is made on day 4. This is beautiful. I'm very bullish. It's great. Atlas Lithium Corporation. Well, if they make lithium batteries, you know, unless people like Greta and the environmentalists ever start caring about, you know, children mining for cobalt, I mean, the stocks will skyrocket, right? Yeah, it looks great. Yeah, go for it. Looks good. Looks good on the daily. Looks neutral on a weekly, but I would lean bullish. And the monthly looks great on a monthly. Yeah, this is great. You had an MRI reset. That's good. Greenstar will probably show up next month. I mean, it's had better days, but Jesus, what the hell happened here? Something doesn't make sense. This company did not go from $1 to $215,000 in a single month. I don't know what this is. I don't know how to. I don't really know how to explain this. I don't know if it's possible for a stock to have an opening at 69 cents and a closing at $232,000. Not even shitcoins do that. So I don't know what happened here. So I can't explain that. I also can't explain these wicks where the opening is at $75, but the low is at 37 cents. And it's a NASDAQ stock. So I mean, I don't know what's going on here. It's got to be some kind of data errors. It's hard for me to explain. If someone has an explanation, I'd love to hear it. But I do think this thing is looking very bullish. One last comment on Peter Brandt. Like, Peter Brandt is so hated by the establishment that unless there was like a tape of his sexual assault allegation, I would find it hard to believe that it's not like a setup, like a Julian Assange kind of sexual assault setup where a condom rips and now he can go to prison for the rest of his life. And like, it needs to be like clear-cut video evidence, kind of like who was that football player, Rice or something, where he was like punching a woman in the elevator and then dragging her out of the elevator by the hair or something like that. Like, there needs to be a video like that of Russell Brand in order for me to believe this isn't some bullshit or some kind of a setup, because he's anti-establishment that love to create sexual assault allegations. You can look at Dominic Klaus. What was his last name? The IMF chief that didn't want to go with the WEF's plan, and then there was that whole story that he was like sexually assaulted a maid in a New York hotel room. This actually happened right next to my job. I forgot his name. Who remembers that IMF guy? That was a total Ray Rice. Thank you. I almost said Glenn Rice. I was like thinking of my basketball days of the 1990s. I'm like, no, it can't be Glenn Rice. That was a basketball player. Ray Rice, yeah. There needs to be a video of Russell Brand on the same level as Ray Rice. It's the only way I'm gonna actually believe it. Like, otherwise I'm gonna be skeptical. All right, where were we? I do need to get going and like either get some work done or go meet people. Ads threatening to leave now because of brand. Like ads on Rumble, let them go. They'll get new ads. Whoa, way too many comments. How many people are watching me right now? Only 150 people are watching. So many comments. So, did you say Peter Brand, the trader? No, Russell Brand. Sorry. I do need to email Peter Brand. I want him back on the show. Dominic Strauss-Kahn. Thank you. Yes. That's the name. Dominic Strauss-Kahn. That was bullshit too, by the way. They needed to get rid of that guy. That guy was not on board with the World Economic Forum and the EU's agenda for money. That guy had to go. Yeah, check out Unconfiscatable. Awesome event, all about Bitcoin, no shitcoining in Las Vegas, December 7 and 8. Thank you, Brian and Mel. And the Financial Summit in the UAE, only 5 weeks away now, just 5 weeks. Okay, what was another stock I needed to look at? DXY and a monthly. I look at DXY all the time. You're not going to see anything new there. I'm bullish. I've been bullish. I was dumbfounded when we were making lows in June. I couldn't understand why. You see my arrows. You see my giant red arrow where I expected a pullback off of the weekly MRI top, maybe even a monthly MRI top. That's why that arrow was so big. No, just a weekly MRI top. And I really didn't think we would break below 101. I didn't think we'd break 100. And then we came back and double tested the low. And then I was saved by an MRI on a weekly back in May. And I'm like, okay, it's an unfortunate double bottom, but I have the MRI. I've been bullish since January of 2023. It's got to start rising. So I drew this arrow. And then I was in complete disbelief in June when the dollar crashed, and it made absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. And now the ship is right again. It's moving in the right direction. We broke the prior swing high, and it's even better that we broke the prior swing high before that. So these lows made absolutely no sense. I wonder if they were diverging. Well, the MACD was diverging a bit, and the RSI really wasn't. We did make a clean swing low, at least avoids my double bottom situation. And this is what I mean. Like, I hate seeing double bottoms, and double bottoms make me bearish. The MRI makes me bullish. Then right here, we're reverse, and I end up in this little quagmire of, well, now what does Stone Vays think? Because over here, I have like a bit of a split personality disorder. On the one hand, the double bottom tells me we need lower lows, but the MRI buy and the reversal right here off of these candles tells me that we might have made a higher low, and now we're going to start to go up. So I have no idea. This is that weird thing where I have to have two thoughts at the same time in opposite directions. Well, we did go and made a clean swing low, so the double bottom is off the table. And then we reversed, and now I am 100% bullish, but the weekly MRI top's coming up in a couple of weeks. Oh, the bear market. Okay, so my final thoughts. Okay, I'm going to stop looking at charts for a minute. I mean, he's a French politician, right? Like, you don't have to specify that he's a leftist. That's kind of a default for anything French. Like it's a French politician is a leftist by default, except one. Her name is Marie Le Pen. But Klaus Kahn, he wasn't really a politician, right? He was like one of the finance ministers. I think he was running the IMF. Let me see. Oh yeah, I guess he was a politician. 10th managing director of the International, I'm assuming monetary fund. Like, that's right. That's how I remember. I'm assuming it was monetary fund. Oh my God, I'm going to Wikipedia. I'm giving Wikipedia a click. It's so bad. Yeah, he ran the IMF, and they needed to put Lagarde in. Christine Lagarde, what is she? She's not French. She German? Or is she like Swiss? I mean, she became, oh God, she is. Right now, she's running the central bank, but before she ran but after Faustin, she ran the IMF. But where's she from? Oh, also French. Okay. So replaced one Frenchman with another. Okay. They're all French. Yeah, but he wasn't he wasn't as controlled as she was gonna be. They're both French. Yeah, they needed to get rid of him. Okay, so I was gonna say about this bear market. Why is this bear market feels so much worse than the others? And I have the best explanation that I have. My best thinking is the following, that I'm going to leave you with these thoughts. The bull market of 2013 had very few people in it, okay? The bear market of 2014 didn't hurt anyone because everyone still had a real job. Like, there weren't any people working in Bitcoin. There was just almost nobody. So even if you did participate in the bull market and then held on to all of your coins and watched the bear market, you still had a fiat job along with it. Now, I actually didn't have a job at the bottom of this market, which made it very, very challenging. So I couldn't buy any Bitcoin here because I had no job. I actually wasn't making any money here. In fact, I was only spending money. So like an idiot, I left my job on Wall Street in the very beginning of 2015. So let me open this other chart. This is better. So back in the 2013 bear market, over here, this one, the blue line. So back here, I left my job in very early of 2013. That's right here. I know it says 2022, but it's 2013. We're looking at the blue. So over here is where I leave my job. So I am no longer able to buy a single Satoshi because I have no money coming in. I'm trading. I quit my job to be a full-time trader. So I'm trading. I'm making some money. I'm making okay money, but it's staying in my trading account. Like, it's not being converted into a Bitcoin hodl position or anything like that. I also have a physical business I need to support. So I'm actually, unfortunately, I am, well, I'm not going to say, let me not say more than I need to, but because you know which agencies are watching. But this is where I am blowing through all my savings and don't have a job to create new ones. But all throughout the bear market, I had a fiat job, so wasn't starving. I was just also started a physical business. Some of you know what that business is. It still exists, but I no longer support it. I'm still half owner. It's a physical business. It has an actual office where people come in for services, legit services. Let me be more specific. And hopefully I get to sell my half of the business soon. So this bear market wasn't bad because there were few people involved and most people had fiat jobs. Now let's talk about the next bear market. That's the green line. You see here, this is where the majority of people entered the crypto world and the Bitcoin world. It was 2017. And even in this bear market, a lot of these people still had jobs in traditional world. And not to mention that most of these people, this was a huge run-up to where those that participated in the prior bear market did really, really well on their savings. And even here at 3,000, it was still per Bitcoin significantly better than the $200 lows of 2015. And this bear market was actually a bit short. And it started rising earlier, and it rose very, very quickly back to prominence. and then there's the little COVID crash here. Now, the reason why this current bear market is so freaking painful is because, first of all, not enough new people. Am I still live? Yeah. Not enough new people entered the market here. Not like it was here. But all of these new people that entered the market didn't immediately quit their jobs. In this final bull market, it didn't last long enough to bring in a whole new batch of people. So most of the people that participated in this bull market in 2021 were the people from the 2017 and 2018 bull and bear market. But by this time around, they have all quit their fiat jobs and anticipated to live in the world of Bitcoin and crypto with crypto jobs. And all of that started to fall apart in this bear market. So there wasn't enough new people to support the businesses that were created over the last 3 to 4 years. And too many people are now relying on Bitcoin for their life by quitting their fiat jobs and relying on Bitcoin jobs. And those Bitcoin businesses couldn't sustain themselves because not enough new people entered the market in the 2021 bull run. And this is why this bear market is so painful, is because everyone that's been around for the 2017 bull market, and especially the prior one, all of those people are now, fully on board with the world of Bitcoin and have given up on the fiat world because we were all expecting this to be a little better by now. I think that is my best explanation as to why the current bear market feels so much worse, is because of the amount of people that are dependent only on the Bitcoin economy. Now, this could be a crazy take on the situation, but that is the best thinking I have come up with as to why this particular bear market has been the worst. Why did I leave my job? I wanted to be a trader on my own. I didn't want a boss. I wanted to be my own boss, which I am now without even trading, right? So I fulfilled my end goal. I just fulfilled it a little differently after I started traveling and speaking. Well, clearly Max and Stacy prefer capitalism, hence they are down in El Salvador. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. Camera shut off.